Welcome to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. We are the largest grassroots advocacy network for people with mental illness and their family members, with over 800 national affiliates and 15 Kansas affiliates, with NAMI Wichita being one of those 15. We provide awareness, support, education, and advocacy for people affected by mental illness. Our purpose here is to provide a community conversation on KSUN Community Radio that provides insight into what it's like to live with mental illness. Our intention and hope is that our program will change attitudes, assumptions, and stereotypes about people with mental health conditions. My name is David Larson. I am very pleased and proud to be your host today, and I am a person living with mental illness. I am in recovery for major depressive disorder. Like everyone, I struggle with the ups and downs of emotions and the challenges of being fully human, but I am doing okay. In fact, I'm doing better than okay. I'm doing great. And I know I have many gifts to offer my family, my friends, and my community. And it is my pleasure to introduce my friend and our guest for today, Kara. Hello, Kara.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm alive.
That's good. That's a plus. It really is. So, Kara, let's start out by saying, where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Wichita, Kansas, and I grew up just the same.
Okay.
Here.
Wonderful. What quadrant did you grow up in most likely? The northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast?
I grew up in that kind of that north, the north east side.
Okay, northeast. Fair enough.
Why don't
Good.
you go easy on her and ask her what high school she
Yeah.
went to?
Well, that's true. That would be much easier. What high school did you go to?
Well, I started out at Capon, but then I ended up switching over to Southeast High School.
Okay. Awesome.
So
Or
see,
Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly. See, then we could just call out what her mascot of her high school is.
But see, I don't know these things.
Oh, you don't?
No, I am.
Well, you stick around long enough.
I
David.
I need to learn this stuff.
Do you know, is Capon still are they still the Crusaders?
They are still the Crusaders.
Yes.
Okay.
Even though it might upset somebody in the Middle East. Anyway.
Oh, posh,
So-
posh, posh. So what? Well, so Kara, what is your diagnosis?
My diagnosis is bipolar schizophrenia, or also, I think it's also known as schizoaffective disorder. I've been living with it for a long time.
Okay. So do you know about how long?
But she's not that old.
That's true. I shouldn't try to stump you like that, but
I don't know when I was diagnosed with it. I'm still recovering from my last major psychotic break.
okay. So help me out here. I'm going to try to describe it for our listeners. Schizoaffective disorder is when you have both schizophrenia and a mood disorder associated with it. In your case, it's bipolar.
Right, and
Right.
The other one's depression.
And the other one's depression, right? Which sometimes is known as monopolar. So it's strange, but I've actually heard a doctor use that term.
So you have bipolar, which is 2.
Uh-huh.
And you have monopolar, which is 1.
One depression.
Oh.
So
When you break it down that way, it makes sense.
yeah.
Doesn't
So
it?
there's depression, and then there is people who experience both manic episodes and depressive episodes, which
Up
are
and
bipolar.
down, which
Right.
would be the bipolar thing.
Yeah. So
Wow.
to pick your brain a little bit more on the bipolar aspect, are you a busy manic who gets lots of things done when you're manic? And
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
No,
so-
I'm one of the ones who can't stay focused.
okay. Yeah, that's no fun, is it?
I guess it's a spectrum, but no,
Yeah, it is.
It's not fun.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you know an awful lot about the position that you've been placed in as far as your mental health goes.
Well, I do a lot of reading.
Oh, do you? Excellent.
Yeah.
That is excellent. So that actually leads to another question of mine, and that is, what are some of your hobbies?
Well, I love Wikipedia diving. That's
Oh, that is fun.
yeah, that's fun. But I also like drawing and crafting and doing those kinds of things. I'm not very good at the crafting thing, but um,
Well, I happen to disagree. I've seen your crafts, and you are wonderful at them.
I'm pretty new to it, I guess I should say.
Okay, but you're doing excellent with them. Let me tell you.
Thank you.
So, um, and with your Wikipedia diving, do you do a lot of other reading besides just Wikipedia, or?
Well, Wikipedia diving is something I do when I'm have time and when I'm manic.
You
And
know, that may
it's-
be a new term for some of our listeners. What are you talking about, Wikipedia diving? I mean, do you have to come up for air? How does this work?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong again, but basically you type in a term in Wikipedia, and it may lead you to another term that you,
You just
then
want to
click
investigate
on,
or whatever.
and then that may lead you to another term, and you just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper through Wikipedia.
Wow, and that's what you do then.
Yeah, that's what I do. Is it's like you could look up the Roman architecture, and then you don't know what then it'll lead you somewhere else in the ancient world. And
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah.
That is
That's
excellent.
cool.
And I'm going to have to stop us now and take a break because we are close to ending our first segment. So thank you, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is a national alliance on mental illness. Our Own Voice is intended to humanize the misunderstood, highly stigmatized topic of mental illness by showing that it is possible and common to live well with a mental health condition. Now, Kara, during our break, actually, we were talking about some of your involvement with NAMI. And so, when did you first encounter NAMI?
Well, I first encountered NAMI. We were looking for support groups to go to, and one of our friends gave me my mom. I'm not my mom, but she gave me one of your flyers.
Okay, wonderful. And
Excuse me, does your mom go to the support group too then?
Yes, she does. She does. She's very supportive.
yeah, your whole family is supportive, isn't it?
They really want me to do well.
That's good.
That's fantastic.
Excellent. So, you have been to what groups with NAMI?
Well, we do the crafts group, and also I'm taking peer to peer right now.
Wonderful. Okay, I forgot that you were taking peer-to-peer, and you're in the new course.
Yes.
Which is excellent.
And it's very good.
Good.
Can you share a little bit about what peer-to-peer is?
Peer to peer is a well, if I can think about it, it's where people with mental illness come together and help support each other, help learn coping skills, and it's done well for me so far.
Good. Good. And one of those coping skills is doing crafts.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be very helpful. And that sounds strange, but crafts can be extremely helpful because it's tactile. It helps you do things.
It helps you
think.
focus as much as anything, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. I've seen somebody who recently got into adult coloring books,
Yes.
and I was like, seriously? And then I started looking at some of the geometric patterns, and and I was like thinking to myself, I'm not sure I could stay in the lines.
Yeah.
But this person has gotten very, very good at it, and she said one word: it helps me focus.
They are very popular now. Too.
Yes.
Oh, are they really? Excellent.
Yes. And very fun. I have a coloring app on my phone that I
Do you
color.
really?
Yeah, that I
See,
color
I had no
periodically.
idea. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But see, that kind of leads into what she's been doing, which is the
Crafts.
Yeah, crafts and graphics, design, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you've been doing some drawing.
Oh, some drawing. That's what
Yeah,
I meant.
I draw on the computer. I also draw on my phone,
Yeah.
which is very fun.
Yeah, and you do some marvelous drawings.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I wish this is one of those
This is
moments that
not-
I wish that this was
this
TV
was
so I
visual.
could show
Right,
you.
right.
Yeah, because they are some awesome pictures.
Well, then I would be forced to go ooh and ah. when I saw
Exactly.
them.
Exactly.
But that's
So-
okay.
Well, you brought up your family, and so how much of your family can we talk about?
Oh, you could talk about my family. I have a son, and
Uh-huh.
he's 4, and I love him to death. And
Yeah, 4 years old. That is a great time, isn't it?
it's taking it day by day.
So
It's better than the twos, isn't it?
she needs to be congratulated for that more
Yes.
than anything.
Yes, getting to 4 is wonderful. My youngest granddaughter is 2 years and 8 months old, and oh boy, does she try my patience.
Right.
But she is a wonderful granddaughter. So your son is 4 years old,
Yes.
and
So he's preschool then.
Yes, he's in pre-K right now.
Is he?
He's going to kindergarten next year.
Excellent.
wonderful. So what is his favorite activity? Is it coloring?
He loves to build with Legos.
Oh, he's
Oh.
a Lego kid. How excellent.
Yeah,
Awesome.
But he watches YouTube, and I'm not very fond of that. But he watches YouTube, and he learns these Lego machines from YouTube, and then he builds them.
Oh, that is great.
So he's very talented. I'm proud of him.
That is fantastic.
It's very
So-
creative. Very, very creative. That's excellent.
So can I ask how has your mom helped you in your recovery?
She is very supportive. She has taken me to NAMI meetings, and she looks up information on the internet. She's just overall very supportive.
She's
Okay.
just your key support person. Would you call her that?
She's my comfort blanket.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
that's
excellent.
nice.
Oh.
You need to make sure and tell her that.
Yeah, that is great.
Well, Mom, if you're listening, love you.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm glad you got that plug in.
you betcha. Well,
And
before
we're not supposed to ask, but can you tell us what your son's first name is?
Oh, my son's name is Logan.
Logan,
Yes.
Okay,
that's
so
awesome.
say hi to Logan out there.
Hey, Logan.
Hi, Logan. Love you.
Hello, Logan.
Okay, so now we
All
know
right. Well, we're going to take another break, but before we do, I want to offer a thank you to our production team, to David Peterson, who you've heard. Hello, David.
Hello.
He is our executive producer, and Mike Padilla. Hello.
Hello, hello.
And you, your last name rhymes with tortilla.
Ah, yes, it is.
That's right, and we are grateful for that. So we'll take a break and be right back.
All right.
Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and K-Sun Community Radio. NAMI is a national alliance on mental illness. Kara, at the break, we were talking about coping skills, and I noted that one of my major big coping skills is I need to get at least 9 hours of sleep, which sounds like a lot, but some people need 9 hours of sleep. Some people need just 7 or 6. But so, what is your sleep pattern? Does it work for you? Does it not work for you?
I'm usually falling asleep about 8.
Okay.
About
And-
8 to 8:30.
Okay. And
So
then
are you telling us that you don't have a problem sleeping?
I actually do. My medication kind of, I have interrupted sleep. So getting longer amounts of sleep actually does help.
yeah.
But see, that's kind of why we're talking about it, because that is one of the ways that one of the symptoms of somebody having a problem with them in a mental health area would be insomnia or inability to sleep and so on and so forth.
Or hypersomnia, which would be
Which
the
is?
opposite of insomnia. Hypersomnia is wanting to sleep more, or wanting to sleep but not getting enough sleep. It's one of those really weird gray areas where
Right.
you want to just lie in bed because you're just so exhausted and tired, but sleep never comes. So
I see.
it sort of goes hand in hand with insomnia sometimes.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah. So what are some other coping skills that we have? What are you learning in peer to peer, for instance?
We have learned about deep breathing, which is, you may think it's like taking a breath, like your shoulders go up and stuff, but it's actually diaphragmatic breathing. And
Okay.
we've also learned progressive relaxation, which is, how do I describe this?
You relax certain parts of your body, like your hands. You
Right.
clench your hands tight, and then you relax them, and then you clench your arms real tight, and you relax that.
Right, that's progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Hmm.
And there's also we we just learned it last week, so we're gonna try it again this week, and I forgot what it is.
Oh, is it called mindfulness by any chance?
No,
Have you done any mindfulness yet?
I no, I'm not familiar with that.
Mindfulness helps with focusing and helps you sort of get into the moment. My favorite mindfulness is to take a small square of chocolate, place it on my tongue, and just slowly allow it to melt and savor it and feel the texture and feel the taste and, just understand all the different sensations that happen with that chocolate.
You
And
know,
you do that, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yes.
500 times a day?
Yes, because you know how much I love,
love
chocolate.
chocolate.
Yes.
Yes, I see.
I happen to actually have one chocolate bar sitting on my shelf, and I will grab that the next time that I want to do it. So,
I
but
see.
basically, yeah, it is just something slow, taking something slow and savoring it and experiencing
we
it.
have actually tried that. But it was visualization.
Okay.
Oh, visualization, sure.
Mindfulness and visualization, and I could feel the sand on the beach and hear the ocean waves and the seagulls, and
Excellent.
It has to do as much with you controlling your mind as your mind controlling you.
Yes, exactly. Because, and this is something that a lot of people don't realize, is when you build that muscle, as it were, it's not really a muscle, but when you
The brain muscle?
yeah, when you build that ability, that habit or ability to do that, you are able to stop yourself in the midst of crises or in the midst of having problems, and it helps carry you forward. So you can stop yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to dwell on something, or I'm not going to think about something. I'm going to think about something else. I'm going to refocus and re understand something. And that's what I do a lot. So,
you're right.
yeah. So, let's see. What other things can we talk about? I know for me, I'm supposed to be watching my diet, especially considering that one of my meds tends to affect my blood sugar. But I'm supposed to watch my diet. I'm supposed to get exercise, and those two things are things that I fail at. So, how about you?
I like to run. Now that's counterintuitive. You'd think that I wouldn't like to run, but I do like to run.
That's excellent.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a runner. I think I've gotten over it now.
How far do you run?
It's a good coping skill. I run for 2 miles, but it's intermixed with walking. A lot of walking.
That's excellent.
No, that's
Uh-huh.
wonderful.
So, what other coping skills do you have like that?
Well, drawing.
Drawing? Yes, definitely. Well, I am going to go ahead and take another break now. This is Our Own Voice on KSUN Community Radio, and we're going to be right back after this brief message.
If you would like to learn more about the National Alliance on Mental Illness and how you can get involved in mental health advocacy, please visit our website at nami.org.
Welcome back to Our Own Voice, a partnership in mental health awareness in cooperation with NAMI Wichita and KSUN Community Radio. NAMI is a national alliance on mental illness. Now, David, normally before the break, I ask you to give us the number, but
We didn't
I
do
didn't.
that. Oh,
No,
and that
so this time I'm going to ask for that wonderful number that you give us.
And I'm going to give it to you two or three times. That's
Excellent.
316-686-1373. That is the NAMI helpline that we have here in Wichita. It is, I take that back, it's really not a helpline, it's our answering service. Again, it's 316-686-1373. You call that number, leave a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible, because we want to let you know more about NAMI Wichita. Just as Kara has gone to the Connection program and is in the peer-to-peer class, we have classes for families also that have someone in their household that has a mental illness, and it's called Family to Family class or Family Support. So we have a wide variety of classes and support groups that we feel that can be very beneficial for those living in a mental illness or someone in your family that has a mental illness. You can become more insightful and maybe have some more empathy towards what they're going through.
Or maybe even friends. It doesn't have to be just family members. It can also be friends of those who are dealing with mental health conditions.
Exactly. Or a future spouse.
Right.
So, but call us 316-686-1373. We do have a lot of information we'd love to give you, and hopefully we can help you.
And that was 686-1373?
That is correct.
I thought
Or
you said
686-1373.
or 1376, like I like to say it.
Or 1373. like I like to say it.
1376 would be incorrect.
Oh, would it be incorrect? Well, what would be the correct number then?
316-686-1373.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, that makes perfect sense then. Now that we've drilled it into everybody's head.
Yeah. Well, Mike, you know how much I like it to be 1373 rather than 1373. So that's okay, though. Well, Kara, we're going to wind up things, and I'm going to ask you about some words of hope. What words of hope can we offer our listeners to help them understand that when it comes to a mental health condition, a mental illness, that we are able to rise above it, that we are able to continue on?
Well, we're people. First of all, we're people,
That's
just
right.
like any other person, and we can't do it alone.
That's right. Yeah. In fact, it took me some time to understand that I couldn't do it alone, and I needed
Right.
help.
Right.
And I think, can I go ahead and mention your faith in God?
Right. Yes, of course.
Yeah. That can be very, very helpful. That's also one of my helpful issues is my faith in God.
Right. And God knows that we're all good people, and what's in your heart is in your heart, and that there's, we're not. There's such a stigma around mental illness, and I don't know what to say other than
Thank you for bringing up stigma.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because
That
that's
is
what
what
this
we try-
program is trying to dispel.
Yeah, it's stigma. And there is such a stigma around mental health conditions and mental illness. And people are afraid to talk about it because that stigma is there, and it weighs people down an awful lot.
Right, of course. It weighs people down, but, to anybody out there who's listening, who thinks maybe I should give NAMI a try, do it, because you can't do it alone, and there are people out there who are willing to help you, and you have to be willing to get that help. But there are people out there.
Yeah, you have to take that first step, and it can be a difficult step to take. But
And there's no strings attached.
yeah, that's right.
I'll be there.
You don't need a coupon, do you?
That's right.
And you
Carol
don't need $1 either.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Everything is
is free.
free.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, Kara will be there. I will be there. David will be there, and David will be there, and David will be there.
There's three Davids.
I think there's 3 Davids. Yeah.
I think you had 4 there. But.
Yeah, we may have had 4 at one time. So, but well, I know for me, my own personal words of hope would be. Wake up in the morning, know that it's going to be a good day. Just feel it inside yourself that you can make it happen, and trust that God is able to handle it, even if you can't.
Whatever your higher power may be.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever your higher power may be. Thank you for bringing that up, because NAMI doesn't try to force or foist any kind of specific religious view on anyone. So, well, where am I at? Oh, that's right. Thank you for joining us for Our Own Voice on KSUN Community Radio. And thank you, Kara, for being our guest today.
You're welcome.
And for talking with us about mental illness. And join us for our next Our Own Voice program. Thank you.